We have new little chicks and ducklings. And we had a stray cat arrive, and it gave birth to 4 kittens.
Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom.
Well, we already had 5, so we have 10 cats in the house. Gotta get those planted. These are our Christmas trees for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Gotta clean this up. We had family visiting from Scotland for over a month, and my son's getting married soon. The garden and the orchard aren't doing particularly well. The coop needs cleaning, and we are busy building trails through the forest. I love being by myself. Well, we do. We love solitude. So we've created lots and lots of trails back here. So I gotta get this old lady butt moving. Because I'm getting too fat. Why do we need the extra work? Because it's fun. It's fun. It's kind of cool back here. It's kind of like creepy. Which I love. Because I'm stopping. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a 1,000-point turn. I've only been at it for half an hour. I guess I could walk back to the house. But it's a long way and there's tons of bugs. I'm completely stuck sideways. Oh, I am tired and I am frustrated and I'm stuck here getting eaten by bugs. And I didn't put any makeup on. Slow. Slow. Come on. Oh, I'm free! Oh. Thanks for keeping me company. Oh shit. I'm free. We have the new little orchard, which is being completely decimated by Japanese beetles. So that's fun. I have 2 whole peaches. And lately, I keep imagining buying an RV, driving away, and not deciding where we're going until we get there. Which is strange, because this is the life I always wanted. The old house, the land, the quiet, the gardens, the animals. My dream life came true, and some days I'm just so tired from maintaining that dream that I fantasize about escaping it. That doesn't mean I regret it, and it doesn't mean this lifestyle isn't worth pursuing. Girls, excuse me. We bought this house in disrepair 20 years ago when houses were considerably more affordable. And much of what it has become from years of budgeting, physical labor, and doing roughly half of the restoration ourselves. This is about what happens after you build the life you wanted. Because dreams don't stop asking things of you once they come true. Gotta clean that up. Bye, Charlie. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. And even though we are blessed to have made our dreams come true, we're also exhausted. And that raises a question. If our grandparents worked so hard to escape this way of life, why are we trying to bring it back?
so cute. Aww. Their eyes aren't even open yet.
There is a version of country living that looks beautiful from the outside, and sometimes it really, really is. Fresh bread on the counter, eggs gathered from your own chickens, vegetables from your garden, and an old house glowing in the evening. It is the life people often picture when they imagine homestead life or talk about returning to a simpler way of living. But a photograph can't show you how tired someone is. It doesn't show the cost of repairing a roof, replacing equipment, or feeding animals.
She has a rabies shot, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And it doesn't show the mental gymnastics of deciding what must be done now, what can wait, and what you can afford to ignore for another year. It doesn't show you going outside in bad weather because an animal still needs you, or putting weeks of work into a garden only to have the weather decide whether you get anything back. And it certainly doesn't show all the unfinished jobs, and there is always unfinished jobs. Animal got in there. What the heck? Why did they get in? There's no food in there. It's a decision to take on a different kind of responsibility, one with more dirt and considerably more chicken poo. I won't film you, I promise. I'm just filming. And our grandparents understood it so well that many of them spent their lives trying to find a way out of it. So if this life asks so much from them, why are we deliberately returning to it? Go! Hey! Get out! Skedaddle!
Nico.
It is easy to look at the past from a comfortable distance and imagine that people lived quieter, more peaceful lives. But peace and hardship often existed in the same place. The bread we admire had to be made because there wasn't always another option. The garden wasn't necessarily a relaxing hobby, and a family might depend on it. Animals weren't decorations in a charming rural scene. They were work, food, and income. Much of the labor required to keep a household running was relentless. Rural families wanted electricity because they understood what it could change. It brought light into their homes and powered equipment that reduced some of the hardest farm and domestic work. For women, especially, modern appliances didn't represent laziness. It represented time. Machines transformed farming too. Fewer people were needed to do the work, while towns and cities offered wages, education, services, and opportunities. Our grandparents weren't leaving because they failed to appreciate the beauty of their lives. They were leaving because they knew the cost. We don't need to recreate the hardships of the past to recover what was valuable about it. Somewhere along the way, many of us became separated from the visible purpose of our work. We can be extremely busy without being able to point to something and say, I made that, I grew that, I repaired that, I fed someone, I made this place better than it was this morning. Older work was often far more difficult, but its purpose was usually standing directly in front of you. Your child was fed, the animal was safe, the wood was stacked, the roof no longer leaked. And you could see the reason for your effort. And I think that's why many people are searching for that now. I mean, it explains why someone who works with technology all week might spend Saturday making bread. Why people learn to preserve food when supermarkets exist. Why they raise chickens when they can buy eggs in minutes. Or why they restore old homes, like myself, grow vegetables, and relearn skills that previous generations were relieved to leave behind. It isn't because we believe hardship was better. It's because we miss feeling capable. Modern life has given us extraordinary independence. But independence can become isolation when we no longer need family, neighbors, or community. Our grandparents escaped a life with too few choices. Now we have more choices than we could have ever imagined, and many of us still feel that something's missing. Maybe we don't want back the hardship at all. Maybe we want the purpose that disappeared along with it. When I look at my house, this old house, I don't only see a building. I see my children growing up. I see the years that I cared for my parents, every animal we raised, and every pet that we loved. I remember extended family holidays, crowded tables, and people sleeping wherever we could find room for them. I mean, this last month, we had family staying with us from Scotland. My son's getting married. This life has given me peace and quiet, joy, pride, safety, and confidence. And most of all, it has given me a sense of purpose and family. But the cost is real. There is a lot of physical labor, a lot of budgeting, planning, and constant responsibility. Not to mention that we also have our own business, so it's tough. The house became a home because we kept showing up for it. The animals became family because we accepted responsibility for them. And the peace I feel here didn't simply arrive with the property. We helped create it. And I know there are people watching who want a life like this, but feel it has become financially impossible. Buying this house 20 years ago was very different than trying to buy one now. And I don't want to stand in a heritage home that has increased enormously in value and pretend anyone could reproduce our experience today simply by working harder. Housing has changed, the cost of living has changed, and for many people, the traditional path to homeownership no longer feels possible. But perhaps the dream doesn't have to look exactly like this house. Maybe home is something we need to begin imagining together again. Families or trusted friends might pool their money, labor, and skills. Several generations might share land or create a small family compound, for example. One person may grow food, another may understand repairs, someone else may prepare meals, care for the children, manage finances, or help older family members. I mean, it would require a sacrifice and clear boundaries and a great deal of cooperation. But the conventional path is not the only one. You don't need a large heritage property to recover some of what we've lost either. The important part isn't making your life look old-fashioned, it is becoming an active participant in it. But Participation takes effort. Nothing good comes easily, and sometimes, even when the work has given you everything you've wanted, you still need to put it down for a while. So, perhaps when I imagine climbing into an RV and driving away, I'm not searching for another life. Perhaps I just need a break from carrying this one. But genuinely, because after a proper holiday, I know I'd be really excited to get back home. And that tells me something. I don't want to abandon this life. I want enough distance from it to remember why I chose it. Sometimes the answer is to rest, come back, and see it again with clearer eyes. This life is work. But it's also knowing that your effort helped create the place where your children grew up, where your family can come home from Scotland and stay, where memories continue to be made. Our grandparents escaped the hardship. We are returning for the purpose, family, and belonging. This life isn't easy, but it sure is worth it. And maybe that is what returning home really means. We'll see you next time.